When you think about the big global race for AI, who comes to mind? Probably the US, China, maybe Europe, right? Well, a really interesting story is unfolding south of the equator. Today, we're looking at how Latin America is making a deliberate choice to not just be a consumer of AI, but to become a creator. This is their playbook for carving out their own digital sovereignty. Okay, let's just jump right in because this slide really sets the stage. On the one hand, Latin America makes up almost 9% of the world's population, but on the other, it pulls in just a tiny fraction, a little over 1% of all global AI investment. And that gap, that huge mismatch, that's the challenge that's driving everything we're about to talk about. So, yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? When you're being outspent that badly, you can't just play the same game as everyone else and expect to win. You have to get creative. You have to write your own rules. And that's exactly what's happening.
And here's the thing you have to understand. This isn't just about cool tech for tech's sake. For the leaders in this region, AI is seen as a strategic weapon. It's a potential way to finally break out of this long-running cycle of low growth and high inequality, what some call the development trap. It's a huge, calculated bet to kind of leapfrog ahead.
So let's get into the specifics. We're going to look at 5 key countries. And as you'll see, each one is taking a totally different approach, playing to its own unique strengths. First up, the powerhouse, Brazil. Their whole strategy is AI for the good of all, and they're backing it up with a massive $4.4 billion investment. The absolute core of their plan is sovereignty. They're building their own large language models, the brains behind things like ChatGPT, and training them in Portuguese on their own data so their AI actually gets their culture. Then you've got Chile. They've always been quick on the uptake with new technology. Their strategy is all about leading through collaboration. Instead of trying to do it all themselves, they're helping spearhead LATAM GPT, a project to build one shared open-source AI model for the whole region. And believe me, we are definitely coming back to that one later. Mexico is playing a different game. It's more decentralized, really focused on weaving AI into its major industries, like auto and aerospace. But the real genius move here is the boring stuff. It's the legal work. By totally revamping their data protection laws, they're basically putting up a giant neon sign for investors that says, "We're serious, we're stable, and we're open for business." Over in Colombia, it's all about the people. Their people-centered AI strategy sees this technology first and foremost as a tool for social good. And this isn't just some nice-sounding policy paper. No way. They've already got more than 113 of these AI systems up and running inside the government, working on everything from public health to fighting inequality. And then there's Argentina. Talk about a wild card. They are going all in on a high-risk, high-reward strategy to become a global AI hub. And their unique pitch is pretty wild. They're planning to pair their long history of expertise in nuclear energy with the absolutely insane power demands of AI data centers. It's a bold move, and it's already got folks like OpenAI paying very close attention. Okay, so you've got all these big ambitions, but a plan is just a piece of paper without the engine to make it go. So let's talk about how they're actually building that engine, the hardware and the brainpower needed to pull this off. The number one roadblock, the thing holding everything back, is what people in the know call the compute gap. Compute is just a fancy word for raw processing power. And right now, a mind-boggling 90% of Latin America's entire supercomputing capacity is all in one country, Brazil. That creates a massive problem for everyone else. You either have to depend on Brazil or you have to build your own. And guess what? They're choosing to build. Big time. You've got Brazil dropping almost $2 billion to upgrade its main supercomputer. Chile is putting $10 million into a new machine just for training these AIs. Plus, they convinced Microsoft to build its first major data center region on the continent there. And of course, there's Argentina's project with OpenAI. This isn't just tinkering, it's a full-on hardware revolution. Now, hardware is one thing, but what about the people? This is where it gets really fascinating. There's this paradox. See, the region is actually pretty digitally savvy. People know how to use their apps, their phones, all that stuff. But, and this is a huge but, there's a critical shortage of the super specialized PhD-level experts who can actually create this technology from scratch. The numbers are just wild. General literacy scores are 4 times higher than advanced talent scores. It's a huge specialization gap. So you've got all these obstacles, right? Not enough money, not enough computing power, not enough top-tier experts, which makes this next part, the story of LATAM GPT, all the more incredible. It's the proof that this whole regional team-up strategy can actually work. So why was this project so desperately needed? I mean, just look at its chart. It tells the whole story. The vast majority of AI models are trained on English language data. Spanish and Portuguese, spoken by hundreds of millions of people, are just a blip. 4% and 2%, that's nothing. It means most of the world's biggest AIs literally don't speak their language or understand their culture. So to fix this, they put together a kind of dream team, over 200 specialists from 15 different countries. They started with a great foundation, Meta's powerful open-source Llama model. But here's the magic ingredient. They fed it 18 terabytes of brand new data, stuff that reflects the region's idioms, its humor, its reality. And the best part? They gave it away to everyone for free. And that idea of a regional public good, that's the key. It's a total game changer. It means a small startup in Bogota or a research team in Lima doesn't have to spend millions just to get to the starting line. They now have this incredibly powerful tool for free that already understands their world, and they can just start building right on top of it. This brings us to the big finale. All of these strategies, all of these collaborations, all of this investment, what is the actual prize they're all chasing? What is really on the line here? The number is $242 billion. That's the potential boost to the region's economy every single year if they get this right. And I know, that's just a giant abstract number, so what does it actually mean? Well, it's enough money to completely close the continent's entire infrastructure funding gap for a year. Or you could use it to pay for half of all public health spending in the region. So we are not just talking about economics, we're talking about transforming society. And really, this quote from the analysis just nails it. This entire effort, this whole story, it all comes down to achieving digital sovereignty. It's about having the power to shape this incredible technology on your own terms, to solve your own problems. Which leaves us with this one final question. As this new AI-powered world takes shape, are the moves being made today finally going to give Latin America a real seat as a player at the global table? Or will it just end up as an item on somebody else's menu?